So I just heard one of the news anchors on our local channel talk about making Halloween less spooky for kids. It kind of made me think, what if people, really let it sink in what Halloween's roots are? You think about Samhain, for example. If you're a pagan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Samhain being the night of the year that the veil between the world of the living and the dead is absolutely the thinnest. Yeah, that's a spooky thought. Think about that for a minute. But then again, on the other hand, Halloween is supposed to be spooky. It is supposed to be a scary night, but it's also supposed to be the fun kind of scary. You've got, your haunted houses, and you've got, your creepy clowns, which I don't condone, by the way. I don't like spooky clowns. They creep me out. Why are we so preoccupied with making it a PG holiday when it has been for years a creepy one? It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be creepy for fun. And you know what? As a ghost hunter and as a pagan, I enjoy the spooky stuff. I don't think anybody who spends nights in haunted jails in the dark doesn't like spooky stuff. I love horror movies. I love scary books. I just love the stories, that come out of ghost hunting. So, personally, half the time I end up finding Halloween pretty lame. But then again, I don't know exactly what we're supposed to do, to make our kids feel safe and still enjoy the spooks. Sometimes you just don't enjoy spooks at all. That's fine. And I'm just rambling at this point, by the way, so feel free to turn me off. But, yep, it is a Tuesday morning. A coffee is necessary every morning of the week, of course. And I was just thinking about what Halloween is supposed to be, what Samhain is supposed to be, and everybody celebrates Samhain differently. I remember last year we did do the Dumb Supper. The group that I was with at the time did Dumb Supper for Samhain, and if you're not sure what a Dumb Supper is, it's basically when you set the table and you set an extra space or an extra table for the spirits of your loved ones gone before you. So you set them their own food and their own drinks, and you just leave it. And a lot of people are like, well, that's a waste of food. But the thing is that, we leave them as offerings for those gone before us and for the gods. And, there's a lot of things that, come out of that. For us, it's a sense that we're including our loved ones who are gone in a very important and very inclusive way. And for those of us who know, pretty much know, by sensitivity or by whatever, that it does kind of bring a sense of calm. So it brings a sense of calm because I believe that those who are watching over us now see that we are including them in our lives and still making them feel like a part of life, which is extremely important to them, and it's especially important to us. Death isn't an easy thing to reconcile with. It's the thing that we have to come to terms with by the end of our lives. But Samhain is really a time for reflection on, what's going to come next. Do we believe in reincarnation? Do we believe in the Summerland, which, for a lot of people is, also a stage of reincarnation. It's a place to rest while we wait for our next birth. into the world. What do we believe in? And, you know, really, Samhain is a time to reflect on why. When it comes to the reflection of life, what comes after life, what comes after death. And I think for a lot of pagans, you know, who have, you know, celebrated a lot of Samhain each year, it's a time to kind of let yourself be afraid of what's next, because, you know, it's going to come for you whether you want it to or not, whether you're ready for it or not. So each year is kind of like a reflection of not letting yourself be afraid of it, because it is what is coming next. You know, I'm not sure exactly what I really wanted to say in this video. I guess, you know, hearing this TV anchor say what he did kind of made me think a little bit outside of the lines of Halloween and into the lines of, you know, what Samhain really is to me and what Samhain is to people that I know. And if you are, you know, if you who are watching this are pagan or, you know, whatever, I don't care actually what you are, leave me a comment. I'm curious to see what your belief is, because everybody has different beliefs, even if we all consider ourselves the same. For example, whether we're human or whether, you know, you watching this are pagan like me, because, you know, paganism is a broad spectrum of beliefs. I'd like to know what other people think, because, you know, this is not a topic I hear. I don't hear a lot of pagans really talking about it. At least not the ones around me. I mean, I've found a few videos on YouTube, for example, about it, but otherwise, I don't hear much. I wonder if it's one of those things people find like a taboo subject, but I don't think it should be. You know, what do we believe in? What happens after death? You know? So, as Samhain approaches, and it's only a couple days away, you know, challenge you guys to take a little bit of time to reflect on what your life has been, what things mean to you, what you think is going to happen next. And, you know, I know a lot of people who, you know me more as a ghost hunter than a pagan are probably going to be like, well, I'm sure when you go, you're going to haunt all your friends just to show them you were right. Well, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if the nature of my afterlife will allow for that. You know, we don't know. So, in any case, I might not see you guys for a bit. I'm going to Kansas City for a concert, and we are leaving on Thursday, and I believe we are coming back Friday. I might video blog some of it, but I don't know how much I'll be able to upload. We'll see how it works. But thanks to you guys for watching and for dealing with my rambling. And if I don't see you before then, happy Halloween, Merry Samhain.